Today we're going to be testing out the old gold standard of slingshot and elastic, Theraband Gold. We've heard a lot of good things and a lot of bad things about these bands, but I've never actually tested them, so let's get it done today. Sorry guys, finally I'm getting to it. We're going to be testing out some Theraband Gold. So first things first, I got to turn you guys around. I'm going to show you the bands, the cut, and the pouch I'm going to be using. We're going to be testing 3/8 and 5/16 or 8mm steel and 9.5mm steel. We're going to test the draw weight, and I'm going to see if I can get a penetration test, but I really don't want to be walking around that 3 feet of snow down there. It's just going to suck. But anyway, we got to chase a can from up here. We're going to warm up these bands and see how things go. But all in all, should be a good test. So let's turn you around, take a look. That's all right. This is the frame we're going to be shooting today. This is the GZK Smoke. Now, fun fact, I actually almost sold this guy. After putting these bands on here and giving it a little test shot again, I realized how much I like this frame. I just hadn't shot it in so long. So before you start getting rid of frames, it's always a good idea to get out and test some before you get rid of them. So anyway, what we got on here is some Theraband Gold. We got them tapered from 24 to 12. Got them absolutely maxed out. Check the elongation. And here we are. We've got a Warrior Mongol pouch. And so we're going to take a couple shots to warm this guy up. Then we're going to test the weight. And I guess then we'll test some speeds. So let's get to it. All right, we got a draw weight coming in at 10.7 pounds. Hopefully you're able to see that. Sorry guys, we're gonna go ahead and take some shots through the Crony with 8mm steel to start off, see what kind of speeds we get. And then we'll switch to 9.5, 5 shots of each. As usual, you'll see something up in the corner around here somewhere, and I'll call them out as I go. So here comes the first shot. 264.6. 265.7. 271.8. 276.3. 276.3. Not bad at all. Considering we're in cold. Let's go ahead and give the 9.5mm steel. If I have to guess, we're going to be somewhere around the 230s. But let's see. Shot number 1. 232. 234. 241. 234.8. And last shot. 235.6. Okay, so this is what we're shooting in these kind of temps. But let's go take a quick look at what we got indoors with a warmer temperature around 20 degrees. Let's roll it. All right, guys, we're going to test out some 8mm steel. See what kind of speeds we can get in warm weather before we head on outside for cold weather. Here we go. 307.2. 307.3. 307.1, 305.7, 309.9, 304.3. Pretty respectable speeds for 8 mil steel. And let's give good old 9.5 mil steel a try. $260.6. $261.6. $260.6. $261.5. And 258.5. I was a little bit short on that one on my draw, but still very respectable speeds. All right, we're gonna need a penetration test. I'm gonna have to walk around in this crap, but anyway, give me a second, let me set it up. All right, we're gonna start with 8 mil steel. I can barely see the can from here, so excuse me if I missed, but I should have spray painted something bright. Oh, I got it. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so we got some penetration right here. Not both sides, just one side, but we are shooting a little bit slow because it is cold, but we did pop a hole, so not so bad. There we go, finally. All right, so we got a good split in there, but it didn't do a pass through, but we did get a hole. So all things considered, in this kind of cold, we're sitting around -8. Still hitting decently hard, but not enough to pass through a can. And shooting at 230 feet per second, in my opinion, is a little bit on the slow side. But in summertime, these things will be ripping it through this can. I'm pretty confident. All right, so what can we say about these bands? Now, I've talked a lot of crap about Theraband Gold before. I've always tried tapers like 30 to 20 that I got on other frames that I actually ordered from the UK. They came with these bands, really thick, heavy bands. And I didn't really like them. I found that they just didn't shoot nice. They were overly stiff for no reason. Anyway, I wasn't a big fan of it. So I basically took my roll and I tucked it in my drawer for God knows how long. Now I took this roll of bands out and I was trying to figure out how I wanted to set up this this test. So I do all my tests with a 24 to 12 taper. It's a taper that I like, that I shoot often, and I find 8 mil steel really performs well like this. So I set up my band set. I gave it a try and I was actually surprised. So the draw weight, or the draw, was actually very smooth. The weight was around, I think it was 10.7 pounds if I'm going off from memory, and it was like around 10 pounds. Which was more than manageable for a band thickness that comes into around 0.63, which is kind of on the thicker side, basically. Now the speeds that we got outdoors, not so great. At -8, so these bands are definitely not a cold weather band at all. But for indoors or on warmer summer days, we got some pretty decent speeds, somewhere around 300 or over 300 sometimes, which was actually pretty good. I can't complain about it. That puts them in the middle range. Now, the penetration test, well, the penetration wasn't so great because it is kind of cold outside. But the 8 mil punctured. The 9.5 didn't. It just split the can. Didn't go through. So still not so bad. We're still adding pretty decent damage in -8 weather. Now, would we actually puncture that can in summertime? Absolutely. not a problem with both of those things. I believe the 9.5 was going around 260 feet per second, if I remember correctly, but it was still traveling really fast and very well with that 9.5 steel. So that's a good smack for a taper of 24 to 12. In total so far, I've got these pretty close to maxed out. They seem to have stretched as I was warming up and shooting them. So I ended up having to pull a little bit past my anchor point to get them to max out. But all things considered, they're still showing absolutely no wear. They're holding up very well on the fork end and on the pouch end. What can I say? I have tried some modern bands that actually performed not as good as these. So would Theraband Gold still hold its own? Absolutely. Would I take it to a tournament? Nope, I wouldn't. But all things considered, I probably won't talk shit about these bands ever again. So for me, Theraband Gold is actually, I'll give it 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down, just because it can't handle the cold at all. But the draw was not so bad. The taper worked well, in my opinion. And when I was able to see my target, I actually did some pretty decent shooting, so I can't complain. So alright guys, that's all I got for you this time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to wrap this up. You guys take care, stay safe, get out and practice, be good to each other. I'll see you again soon. I love you guys, you're freaking awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button for me and subscribe if you haven't already. I have to say, I was kind of shocked with the speeds we got with these bands in the warm. Hitting 300 feet per second, I really didn't think we were going to reach that. And when I was shooting with larger tapers, they seem to slow the bands down quite a bit. This taper 24 to 12 really brought some heat. I'm impressed. Now that said, definitely not a cold weather band. They were shooting quite slow, only 230 feet per second with the 9.5 steel. Really not the best, but definitely something to be used in summertime, that's for sure. Alright, I'm going to put my thinking cap on and see what kind of videos I can bring you in the next couple of weeks. You guys take care. See you again soon.